In this video, I will show you my setting that I have using Genos in my home recording studio. So I think that at this moment, Genos is the best keyboard for studio if you are working with Cubase and if you want to put your idea and get some inspiration and put your recording in live performing in MIDI format, multi-track recording, and then later you can work with this idea. You can change tempo, you can change key, you can change instruments, whatever you want to do. But Genos will help you to get some idea very fast and record them very fast in MIDI format in multi-track recording. Now I will show you my setting that I have in this studio. I will move this screen and now you can see clearly what I'm doing here. I have my project, template for my project, and I have some templates inside of Genos, and I will show you how it works. So I will open right now my template. I will press a assemble button that will give me option to go right away in my MIDI settings. In my MIDI settings, I have my several templates to control other instruments or to use Genos in live performing or to use Genos in studio. I have two templates. One is called Genos TM Studio On and another TM Studio Off. Why I have those two templates? They are identical. There is just one thing that is different. It is clocking, MIDI clocking. If I'm working on song, I want to make sure that I have good synchronization with my project, then my clock is on. When I am done with idea, if I want to continue with work and listen to my work, then I have to disconnect clocking. So in this case, I will just listen to my project. And everything is working perfectly well. So first I will explain you my setting, then I will show you how it works. Now, let me exit from this part and go directly to my template where it's clocking on. In system, clocking, like if I go to first window, you can see clock is USB 1. And start stop is style, and then everything is here on. System exclusive messages are on. I want to have them. In receiving and transmitting. If you don't want, you don't need to use them, but I want to have them. Now I will go to transmit information, and there in this window you can see that I am transmitting everything on port number 1. But I am receiving everything on port number 2. So transmitting information. I have here everything that is here exactly that you can see on my template, Cubase template. So I have right 1, 2, 3 on MIDI channel 1, 2, 3. For now, left, upper and lower is off. Now, pad is presently off. I just made this template, so I don't want to be confused with something that will disturb my work. So I will continue to engage other MIDI channels in further process of my working, and I will inform you about that, how it works. But for now, I'm always starting from base. I want to make sure that everything is working right away when I make template. Now, on channel number 9, I have style rhythm 1. Channel number 10, style rhythm 2. Channel number 5, bass. Number 6, style chord 1. 7, style chord 2. Style pad is on channel number 8. Then I have style phrase 1 is on 11 and style phrase 2 is on 12. Why I have those channels? Why I decide to use those channels? Because I'm working very often with Ketron and with Korg. So I want to make sure that I have same channels that I'm using for all keyboards in case if I want to use a recorded material on another keyboard. If I did recording on Genos, now I want to switch on Ketron, listen some sounds from Ketron or from Korg, then I have same settings on all of those keyboards. I know that settings on Genos and Korg are almost identical, just difference is in channel number 9 and 11 they are switched, but in Ketron this is actually official setting of Ketron, and somehow I like to think on Ketron way because Ketron is my main instrument for live performing. That is my choice. You can have your choice, of course. That's why you can put your choice on MIDI channels. Just I want to tell you why I chose those channels. And now everything is adjusted to Ketron. If I'm making styles, if I'm working in studio, everything what I am doing is compatible with each of those keyboards. If I'm just, for example, not only working in studio, if I'm preparing some styles, Ketron styles for Korg, or Korg styles for Genos, or Genos styles for Ketron, so that's why I'm using identical channels, MIDI channels. That is my transmitting section. So receiving part. In receiving part, everything is identical like in transmit part. Now I have same channels, but this time I'm using port number 2. And here, port number 1 is off, and port number 2 I'm using on channel 1 keyboard. Because I'm playing on keyboard, I want to make sure that everything is going to be recorded. Whatever I'm doing on keyboard, it has to be on global MIDI channel. And my global MIDI channel is MIDI channel number 1. Then port 2, 3, 4 is on channel, again 1, 2, 3 MIDI channel. Don't be confused because it is working, actually it's MIDI channel 2, 3, 4, but it's working without any problem if I just switch channels on my Cubase. Now 5 is bass, steel phrase 6, steel phrase 2, 7, style pad is 8. So other things are totally identical with numbers, just they are on port 2. That's why my input transformer, input routing is port 1, and my output routing is Yamaha Genos. But if I go to my template, everything is going to template. Inside of the template, everything is directed to port number 2. So output from Cubase goes to port number 2. Receiving port in Genos is number 2. Transmitting port is number 1 from Genos, but receiving port is as well number 1. As you can see, number 1 receiving, number 2 is transmitting from Cubase. Okay, now I'll start again. I'm a little bit now, I don't know what I told you. Now again, receiving, let us start from Genos. Transmitting port from Genos is port 1, and receiving port in Cubase is port 1. Transmitting port from Cubase is port 2, and receiving port on Genos is port 2. That is now correct. Maybe I already told you correct, but I was confused for a moment. I wasn't sure what I told you. So that's why I wanted to repeat everything. Other stuff, what I have here, external controls. I don't need this to do if I'm working now. For now, I don't want to do any setting. I'm not using anything of that. Now, if you go to another template, Genos TM Studio off, everything is same, just clocking is internal. In off, clock is internal. In on, clock is USB 1. And that is my setting that works perfectly well in my studio. And now I'm going to prove it to you. Now I'm going just, for example, if I'm in first window, now I will press to F, go to my Studio Genos on, and then I will choose one style. When I'm doing on something, I want to make sure that whatever I am recording, every style that I want to take, I want to memorize that style here in this MIDI channel here, where it says style. So I will choose it through template, and then whenever I'm calling that project, it will call style, so I will not be confused. I will know which style I used in that project. So that is another thing that I want to mention to you. Now, but in this style, I'm just sending message. In this style track, it's called style. When I send message, I am receiving on Genos message, but I am not receiving anything on that channel from Genos, and I'm not sending anything from Genos because I don't need to receive anything from Genos, just to send message to Genos which style I'm using for this project. Now let us see how it works. I have my template, I have everything ready. Now I will press chord. Now I have engaged my synchro accounting, and then I will here just engage recording in every track and press recording and wait. Start. As you can see, I have separate track recording of my performing in proper tempo. So always I see what is tempo of the style, and then I put that tempo here in Cubase to make sure that Cubase, when it's sending synchronization clocking, that that is proper tempo, that is actually default tempo of that style. Now I can change tempo in whatever I want to change. Now recording is there. Now we want to listen to that recording. As I mentioned to you, now we have to switch from my studio on to my studio off. Now if I'm in studio off mode, now if I'm playing this style, as you can see, everything is separately recorded. Bass, drums, solo, now that is, as you can see, everything is working perfectly well. Now if I change tempo of that song to anything that I want to change, let us say 120, and listen. Oh, okay, but that is too slow for this tempo, of course. Let me change from 170 to 180. But you can see it is working in 120 without problem, but this tempo is too slow for this song. 180. Okay, now I gave you idea what you have to do if you want to use Genos in your studio. It is same thing for Genos or Genos 2, doesn't matter which Genos do you have. Both of them are working very well with Cubase or any another MIDI software. I like to use Cubase or Logic Pro because they are, in my opinion, the best for MIDI recording, especially I like to use Cubase. Cubase is, for me, the best thing. If you are a keyboard player and if you do a lot of MIDI recording and a lot of MIDI stuff, then definitely Cubase is the best. Now, if you are doing some stuff without MIDI, then you can, there is of course possibility to do MIDI recording in Pro Tools, but it doesn't have so much option like Cubase. I have Pro Tools here in my computer, and I use sometimes Pro Tools, sometimes I use Logic Pro, but I think the Cubase is the best software for MIDI recording, so that's why I always work with Cubase as a keyboard player. So, thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please ask me, and see you in my next video. Goodbye.